Hello everyone, welcome back to Blenderpedia with today a new tutorial on how to create a car in Blender. This image in the background is what I created this week, and the reason I created the car and wanted to share that with you is that it was the first time I did it. I've never tried it before, and I'm modeling a lot, and creating a car is one of the things you want to do it in life once a time. And of course, sometimes years ago I tried it, and but after an hour I thought, oh, this is nothing for me. All these shapes are crazy and very hard. So this time I thought, well, I'm just going to do that, and we will see what happens. And yeah, of course this model has its lags. It's far from perfect. I agree, but I'm not pretending that this is the best car ever made. But the great thing in this is I know what it is to create a car from scratch with no knowledge. So I can share that with you. So I'm telling you what was frustrating and what was great to do, and yeah, stuff like that. But before we start, I'm showing you a couple of pictures, not from this one. Not from the libraries, it's here. I create some samples, and I'm starting with great samples, what inspired me. And one of these was this one. And the cool thing here, this is a very dark image, but this car is blending perfect in the scene. I think it's just a photo. It doesn't matter, because I believe this picture, maybe this thing in the background, I don't know how to call that in English, but you know what I mean. Yeah, it's not that great, but the car looks perfect, like all these nice cuts here, and yeah, it's just blending super great. Another one I found is this one, and I think these colors are from the 70s or the car, but yeah, I kind of like it. The wheel's not perfect, I know, but I'm joking to the total image, and that works perfect for me. It's a believable thing. So yeah, that was a great one. And there was more to show. There are also examples that show how you don't what's not good, and of course you can see you're not stupid. This car has not really nice shaders, the hooks and cuts. Yeah, it's not really satisfied. Like this guy tried to make some mirror effects, but yeah, it doesn't work. And the reason, yeah, you know why. It's low poly, not really nice shaders, textures, just not believable. And that's the same for this image. It's really dark, it's really sharp, totally not photorealistic. So if you put these images together, like the bad ones and the good ones, you know, like, well, this is not the way how to do it. And creating something like this is not really easy, but this is what I really want to do. So keeping this in mind is a nice way to start. And that's exactly how it is. That was my inspiration. The second thing was looking for a blueprint. And I can tell you, looking for a blueprint for the car you want to create is also not really easy. So what I want to do is create a Volkswagen Apollo. It's a car what I see a lot of times here in the street, and I like the new version, the Blue Motion. So I thought, well, I want to create one. So I looked on the internet and typed in blueprints for that car, and I only got some results with low poly blueprints. So then there were some options to pay for it, but of course I don't want to pay for some blueprints. I just want free stuff. So I thought, yeah, I'm making some other model. And then there were all these fancy science fiction cars like the Ferrari and the Lamborghini. I thought, no, that's not what I want to create. I just want to create a simple car, what I see in real life, and not the cars that I only see in movies. So then, don't want to talk a lot, but I just want to show you. I found the Volkswagen Passat. What is a really great car? This was the image I found in Google, so I thought, well, it's free. and when you zoom in, you can see all the details. So this is the reference I had where I started with, and I put it in the scene, and yeah, I started, and I think it's a good idea to just hop in Blender. So this is the car. Maybe I can start with just saying what's not good in this car, because there are a lot of things, and it doesn't matter that there are bad things, because this was the first time, and then you just start and you don't know where or what to do or what you just try to discover. So bad things in this one, I just put off these. No, it's just 0. I don't want that lens distortion effect. I just want to have sharp details, and we have to wait 10 seconds because Blender's calculating, because all these nodes are, it's not a lot, but I think it's some glare here. What's a pain? Right, now it's sharp, and when we zoom in, we can see this translation is not very good. Same for that, and I know these problems, and it's not not a horror, because this is not for this is just for a tutorial, and I'm showing you that it's not the way how to do it. And there are way more things that where I'm not really happy with, but yeah, just keep that in mind. So this car, this is the scene. Yeah, there are a lot of details, and when I started, I thought, what is the good point to start? Of course, I have blueprints, but what can I do with it? So I don't know what this is in the background. Just leave. I think it's all right. That's right. Just move. I made separate images, so just from the top one and from the side one, and the next thing I did is I made all different background images and say this is the front. So maybe I go to a clean layer. So this was the front, and I call it front. So when I press 1, I see this image. When I press 7, I'm seeing this image. So it's here. But yeah, of course, you have the problem. You have to match it. So what I did was just I made a cube, and I think I started with the top. Yeah, image, and just put it right there. And I can tell you, it's very important that you use a very good blueprint. If you don't have a good one that's matching, you get a horror car. It looks pretty bad. So yeah, there we go. So, and then I go to the front, and I think, oh yeah, I have to scale it a bit. And of course, this image, the front, now it's in the perfect shape, but it was more like oh, I think I started with the side, because this I didn't change these ones, but the top one, they're also what happened? They all look pretty good. Oh, that's weird. Okay, it was the back one. When I press 3, it was this image, and I had to put it exactly in the right shape, or scale it a bit here with the size. Yeah, that's where you start. So try, and it sounds maybe a little bit complicated, because I started telling you something and it didn't work, but make all these different sides, give them the right direction, and that will work, definitely. But figure it out. It's not really hard, and I know you can handle that. So if you have that, and you're good to go, of course you remove that cube, you don't need it anymore, and then the tricky part is coming in. So where do you start with this car? And I can tell you, starting with complicated shapes is really frustrating, because of course, if you did it for 100 times, you know exactly what to do. But I think if you watch this tutorial, you don't know anything about car modeling, because if you know that, you see my weak points and you think, yeah, I've seen that, done that next. But if you're new with this, you don't know where to start, like I did. So I thought, what is an easy shape? What looks easy? And I think this front of the car looks easy to me. And that's right, it's not really a hard part. So that's a shape where you can start with. What I don't recommend is starting with this shape or a shape like that one, because first it's a really long one. It's this curvy stuff, and then it's going here. So that was the first time I started. Like, I started with this part. I don't know why. It was really stupid, and it looks like horrifying. It was not really good. So I quit. I thought, I'm never gonna create a car again. But 1 hour later, I thought, well, maybe I can. And that's what I did. I started again. I started with the front. And that works pretty good, because it's not really hard shapes, and it's not really complicated. So yeah, what I can do is I think I'm showing you how to create one part, and that's it. Because if I create all the parts, you think, yeah, I know. Because I think you're not going to use this blueprint. You will just want to create your own car. And if you know how to create one part, you can fill it in by yourself how to do it. And it's not that I'm lazy to tell you what, but yeah, it's kind of stupid that I'm saying how to create this model, and then you try to model it exactly how I'm doing, and then it looks a bit different. You think, oh my god, I do it wrong. And that's not what's good. There are a lot of tutorials on the internet that saying step by step by step how to do it. And sometimes that's a pretty good thing, because when you do this tutorial and you think, yeah, this is something for me. I really like creating a car. I could recommend a tutorial on Blender cookies. That's a guy, I don't know his name, but he created a fantastic car tutorial, and that's really going deep into how to do it. And it's not a big deal to do it step by step by step, because that guy is telling you exactly how to do it. But this is just introducing to creating a car, like what kind of troubles I had, and that I can say, don't be afraid. It's just normal that on this point you get like wow, and this point is just easy and relaxing, and you get that great feeling like yeah, I'm the best. So yeah, like that. So a couple of tips I can give you is when you start with a front or a door, work in the mirror mode. And I'm not doing that a lot, but for creating a car, it's you have to do it. And by applying that, it's just you go to the modifier and select mirror. And what I can do is here start display, but in a lot of times Blender's crashing, and I cannot tell you anything more about the compositing. So I'm not going to do that, because I think it's, yeah, my comments are not really hard, and sorry for it if they are. So it's now automatically enabled by X, and I'm deselecting it. I think it's Z, and if oh, it's not the right one. Yeah, that's the right one. And you should enable clipping, so now it's like it's merging together. And if I deselect clipping, it's like, whoa, we going in. So select clipping, now they're together, and it needs to be exactly in the middle. So my reference point is this, so it should be a bit more like that. Maybe later on I can fix that. So now we have this plane, and we're working in the top view. So yeah, I just like to start with these points. And putting them right there. So not somewhere like here, but just in this corner. That's a great point to start. Of course, you put it there, and you can see this mirror is doing exactly like how I'm doing right there. That's a perfect tool. I'm making these loop cuts, and I'm doing it like this. It's not really hard. You can do this and create another one and putting it right there. I know I started without the mirror mode, so I did it for this part and that part. And first of all, it's double time. And another point is, it's totally, why should you do it? It's not necessary. And another thing was that my blueprint was not matching, and that's also a very bad thing, that your blueprint is not matching the picture. So you're in this view and you think, yeah, it looks great, it looks the best car modeler ever, and then you go to the top view and it's not matching, and you think, oh shit, I did it wrong. But yeah, just spend a lot of time for matching the blueprint. So yeah, it's starting, we got something, but we're not done yet. And what I also like is then you go to the smooth and you think, yeah, it's already looking pretty good. Pretty fun. I'm not trying to be funny, but it's just, I'm always like, I'm tricking myself, like yeah, trying to put some stuff in it and then think, yeah, it looks nice, and then it's not nice. But anyway, get over it. Yeah, and just keep doing it. Yeah, and you can see that if I should do it for all the parts, this tutorial is, I think, 10 hours long for a car that doesn't look like the best there is. And yeah, it's not really good. And this point is flying in the air, and you can see in the top view, it's just doing my work and not telling what I'm doing. That's not pretty good, right? So this point right there is on this black line. So that's this black line. Now it's there. So I should put it right there. And that's the same for this guy. You're now flying in the air and you don't belong there. You should be right there. I think this is another one. So yeah. And you can see it's not really hard. The shit came in when I started with this part. Really, that was the worst thing in ages. Really, I don't want to talk about it. It was like nightmares. I can. No, I'm not doing it. It was horror. Not fun at all. So I think we're doing a good job. Yeah, I hope so. We're doing a good job. But I think we do. So yeah, and sometimes you just have to think, like, these points are just flying in the air. Like, what is your point right there? But I do not have a good reference, so you should think, oh, you should be right there, I think, or maybe, yeah. And maybe there are tools that saying exactly how to do it, but I think there are. I didn't found them yet. So they need to be smooth, like you have a smooth car. You can see this form's already going to be something. So, but we can still see there are huge problems right there. So it's all about putting them. Maybe I should select them all and then putting it right there. But yeah, we have that. These should be, I think it's you can tweak it as many times as you can. So we get more. What? Yeah, now I want to make this weird line, and that's not really easy, but we're gonna try to do it. And we go to the front view. No, we're not going to the front view. We go to the side view, or we go to the top view. Yeah, top view is, sorry. Sometimes I'm really not the right teacher you want to have. So this is what I have. Now we see the shit came in. And don't panic. It's all gonna be all right. But yeah, it's not the most, this is not my favorite part. It's always scary. And like, oh my god. Dude. So now you can see how important it is to have a good blueprint. And you can see this is looking, what are you doing? Is this a line or not? So this is not a very good one. But it's fine to, yeah, if you have nothing, it's okay. It's not problematic. But yeah, I got this headaches from it. So I think this is a bit what we wanted. So we can put this right there. No. Yeah, you can see it's going there, so. And then we go to the front view. It's Control-3. That's a weird place for it. It looks alright. Later on, you can tweak it as many times as you want in it. So yeah, I think yeah, what I say, you can tweak this as many times as you want it to make it better and better and better. So as you can see, you can put more details right there and over here. And big important thing is here that these things are smooth. So now it feels a bit not smooth, or it is. I think it is, but yeah, or you can polish it a bit. Yeah, that's what I did sometimes, and I don't know if it is a good trick, but if I had some ruined place that it looks like this, I'm showing you, and I don't know if it works. I'm just gonna try it out. So sometimes you have this, like you did totally wrong, and you think, yeah, oh, that doesn't look really good. I go to the sculpt mode, and you can hit me if this is you don't need it to do, and you can see, oh, it's going away. I mean, it's doing something. It's not the best, but and you can do it not with this plate, but maybe extract a bit more. Yeah, if you ruined it, like, and you can go back. It's a thing to fix small things, but yeah, it's not. Just try to do it good from scratch. And if you think that's not gonna go, just load a previous Blender file and do it again. Do it again. Yeah, you can see. This is just when the problem is not fixable. Yeah, just want to show that. So this is one part, and you go on with the second one. You go for the door, and then you go to the back and to, yeah, you know it. This is just one part. I know. Maybe you thought, wow, we're gonna create a whole car, but to be honest, it shouldn't be the best idea to do that. Creating other parts. Now you know how to do one part. I'm just making these good again, so it does look shit. But I think this is just what it is. Just doing that. It's not that I'm finished with this tutorial. I've got a lot of other things to show you to put it in 1 hour. But what I also can say is these parts, this part right there that is going around. Maybe I have to. I'm removing this plate. I'm just selecting everything. This was a very, very complicated one, and the reason was that I had to go totally around, and you can see there are some holes, and you can see that I didn't do it very good. Like this blueprint, maybe I have to deselect everything. Oh, I got to. This is going there, and I have it right there, and that's what happened to me. I couldn't fix it anymore, and I think that was because my blueprint wasn't telling me the right things, because this was pretty good, and in front it looks pretty believable, but then in this one things look different, and I get like, oh, what do I have to do? And then I try to fix it. But that's just the way how it's going the first time, and I can only recommend just get started and do your thing and hope it will be good. And what I say, if you think, yeah, this is something good, try to look for the best tutorials on the internet that's showing you. And then you do stuff for hours, like you're working 10 hours on a tutorial, and you get that amazing car. The wheel, I think it's a believable thing when I go to the texture mode. You see this wheel, and my reference point was I think I have to deselect. It was this one, and I couldn't find a wheel like this. So what I did, I looked on the internet for a wheel, and it should be a wheel here. And I found this one from Volkswagen. So I modeled this one and project the image on it, and it looks believable when I go to the node editor. Oh yeah, we have to wait 10 hours for the image every time. That's not very nice. Yeah, if I can, oh, well, it doesn't matter. Sometimes I want to tell you something I shouldn't tell you. Yeah, you can see this is the wheel with the projected image, and you can see here there is a UV problem, but it's that I'm telling you right now, because if I didn't, maybe it won't. Yeah, you won't see it. And how I did it was, it's totally rounded, so this is the perfect thing for creating a curve, a circle curve. Whoops. And go to rotation, and I have this circle, and I put it exactly, and it's in the middle, or not in the middle, but it's somewhere. And I just want to make that rubber band, wheel or tire, wherever. Make this full, and you go to the depth. Maybe I have to go to the Z mode and make something. Maybe crop it a bit, make it a bit bigger. Do you think, yeah, this is looking like a wheel? Or how many parts do we have? I think it's just 2. Like that, and make some resolution. And we have a wheel, and extrude it a bit. Not like that, maybe more. And it's the first part of the wheel. And what I also did was there was an option here that I could make more. I go to the edit mode, make some more of these guys. That's totally rounded. Maybe more. No, not 3, just 2. And yeah, don't touch it. If that's the right shape, just go to object, convert, mesh, and we have this. And maybe some remove. Yeah. If I remove doubles, there are so many doubles. I don't know why. So. And then I selected these. Oh, sometimes I'm just pressing the wrong. Yeah, I'm just going for it. I'm just start, and if it's crash, I'm yelling very hard. Ah, oh, no, it's not crashing. Yeah, whew. I think it's a bug. It's definitely a bug. So, and then just no, I should select one more. Oops. No, just do it. Extrude it. Scale it. And extrude it one more time. And you think, what are you doing? This is not how you create it. Oh yeah, and pressing this like think. I have to think. Just give me 3 seconds. What did I do? Yeah, that's okay. It's no problem at all. So you have to think. Yeah, just make it a bit more smooth. Oh, yeah. Now you can see the big problems. Yeah. Oh, we go wild. No panic. Just a big adventure to make this look better. And we have these guys are also a bit in trouble. But yeah. Yeah, maybe there's a better way to do this. This is really, but it's more like you have the idea to start, and it's merging together. And I did it with every part, and then when they were all together, I'm removing this one. Oh, where are all my? Oh, there it is. Something like this, and just created some bubble thing in the middle for the wheel. And I projected the image on it, and you can see what happened. Because it's a tricky way for making it. Ah, now I can see. I have to tell you, you can see I made one for the tire and one for in the middle. So I made 2 curves. That's pretty funny to explain. And with the second one, I created these things coming out. So it's not, so they are really small, and we have this tire. So yeah, But this is a very low poly version, not pretty well. If you want to create quick a car, this is a very great thing to do, and you can see that it looks believable. Yeah, you don't have to go very wild. It's just an idea how I did it, so it's not the way how to do it. So when you created a car, what always happened is these lines between the car, and you have to put them exactly together, like and I did it just by hand. I hope. Oh, I'm not selecting also from the back one, but you should put them exactly right there. And another thing is, because this is a prepared car, I think I didn't do it in the back. Where is it? Yeah, here. This is a great example, and I can show you. Oh no, it's already done right there. Maybe for this one, yeah. You can see this is just a hard integration, and this is not very good. So first it needs to be very, very smooth, and of course in the mirror mode. I don't know. Yeah, that one is in the mirror mode. And in the end, I'm selecting all these guys right there, and go to the top view or another view where you have a good view of what you're doing. And to have a smooth, curvy thing, I'm just extruding it a bit. And you go to this side, and you know, yeah, here it is a bit. Yeah, it's pretty well, pretty good. And whoa, no, just from the top view, you do it one more time, and now we have not that hard line, but it looks smoother, and that's way better. And I think there are some modifiers applied. This is a bit, yeah, sometimes that works. So now you have not that hard, so I can show you how it is before. So this is how it is right now, and before this it's like this, and that's how I did it everywhere, like not here. This is not a completed car, you can see, but I just focus on the most important things right here. So it's like how it is in real life. And yeah, that's pretty much it. For the windows, that's maybe cool to explain. I just created a plane, and I did exactly like how I did with the front piece of the car. I just put it there, and I go to this side and put it exactly where I wanted this, like it was there. As like when it was good, I go to the top view, and then I selected the pieces and put them in exactly right there. But then there was the gloss, and I didn't go very well. I just made that a gloss shader, and in the final image you can see that we have to wait for the image again. And maybe I'm not gonna do that because I have to fix my node tree again, but we have to wait. I think it's a couple of more seconds. Last time, yeah. All right. Yeah, you can see some of the interior. I put some chairs in the middle, some seats, and that works. But yeah, I think if that works, why do complicated stuff? Not necessary at all. So that was the window, and to have a smooth integration from this car stuff and the window stuff, I created these chrome lines, and they are far from perfect. So I'm not saying this is the way, but if you really, I mean, if you're doing your best, you can make a very nice, yeah, chrome line, and make that pretty cool. Yeah, that's it. There's more stuff to say, and I think a very important one is the shader of the car. So the first time I created that car, I created a gloss with a dark color and made that 0.2 or something. So there was some shiny stuff, but it didn't really look like a believable car. So what I wanted to do is have that metallic car look. So there's some, yeah, you know how metallic looks, and I wanted that effect. And if I go to this image, it's still not exactly how I wanted, but it was way better than before. And how I did it was, I get this. This is my car shaded tree. I just have that glossy with a mix shaded, but I also have a noise texture and RGB note curve. And if I combine that and just play with all this noise, giving that metallic gloss effect, like that noise in it, exactly what you're putting noise in it. And I can show you if I zoom in what kind of effect that's giving just by one piece. That's the door of the front. And you can see I put all the pieces in separate layers. What works pretty good. This is a lot of stuff. Is this already in? Oh, this is GPU mode. Don't crash. Don't crash. Oh yeah. Where is the sunlight if you needed it? Where is it? Where is it? Oh, there it is. So this one and that one should work when we go to the render mode. Yeah, you can see this is a really noisy shader, but that is giving that metallic look. So I can show you how it looks if I just put the gloss in it. So that is bomb, bang. It looks like this, and if I make that a darkest color, it is just too clean, and yeah, it does not have that metallic look. So that's just this. Well, when I select everything and go to my normally mode, it looks okay, but yeah, far from perfect. So yeah, working on your, this is more that plastic look like CG, and it's close, it's good. But if you want to put it to the next level, try to experiment with the car shader. So there is a lot of stuff to experiment with, and yeah, just try to do it, and not just putting something on it. Do some research on car shading stuff. Yeah, and other stuff is, if you want to create a car, try to put as many details as you can. You can see these things for the rain, but yeah, also this logo on the front, and this thing. It's really important that you spend time on it, because if you don't do it, or just put a white texture for the light and make that a bit put a glare effect on it, that's not the way. You can see it in this example what I showed. Yeah, it's not really no, it's not. Just try to use real textures, or yeah, sometimes people create exactly the lamp in a model, and that's also a way. But if you just want to create a low poly car, yeah, make that model and put a texture on it, and it works. So what I did, I googled for yeah, just for a reflector. So this was a Passat reflector from that model, and I typed in back reflector, and I have that front light like here, and that works. I'm just putting it in, and it was good. And I also had, and I can recommend that also, this is a station wagon. And this is not the exactly model, but this has a lot of exactly the same. I use this light texture, which is pretty good. But yeah, you can see, oh right, this is how it works, and you can see these nice integrations, and it has very nice environment reflections. But yeah, it's a good inspiration thing to have some real photo stuff. Yeah, what else can I say about this car? Yeah, still recommend to don't panic when you start, and it's pretty cool to create a car and see what is hard and what is yeah, and try to improve that. So if you make something like this this part in front, and it looks totally not what you wanted, just remove it. Of course, you don't have these parts. You started with a clean stuff, and try it again and try it again till you think, yeah, this is what it. And don't be too piggy to model it to get sick. If you think, okay, this is for what I have right now, that's okay. Then you go to the next part and create it, and do some easy parts and try a hard one and combine that. So don't do only very hard parts. Just what I say. Start with the easy one, then a harder one, easy one, harder one, easy one, and you keep going. And the fun thing is in the car is that when you have the basics, like you have this frame, you can start with the wheel, with these mirror things on the sides, and then you can see your car. It's gonna it's gonna be a car, like it's not really, it's not anymore that piece of where you start with. It's a complete car, and you get a very great feeling, like, yeah, I created a car, oh my god, and you get new energy, and that's pretty good. So yeah, well, that's what happened to me. I was not very happy with this part. Reason was, I think I tried to integrate it in the blueprint, but when I toggle it to other views, it was I should separate this one. You can see it's not really coming in, but I didn't have any good reference, so I had to guess a lot, and I think this modifier is applied, but of course it's a slow poly. And I did I modeled it, I think, for 3 times, and the first one was really horrifying, was not good, and now I don't know what I tried here. It's it shouldn't be there. I think it was because I wanted to integrate it with the doors. It has some very nice, wow, is it this? No, it's not a door. One moment. Yeah, it has some very nice line. I thought I'm putting it right there, but then in the final image, you can see here. No, not again. I'm not waiting again for. No, just go away. It was too meshy, and then you can see it in your final image, and that's the same for this part. It's exactly. I put it together. It's just exactly what it is, and in the final image, you can see some little holes. And you have to fix that every time. Just spend some time on it, fix it, and don't think, oh, it's my door is too bad and I have to start again. If the base is good, it's just fine-tuning, and fine-tuning is great. It's not a problem. Just maybe you want to know how I create these depth lines, these smooth. It was just I created extra loop cuts, like I should like come over here, like here. I created another one, and just selected these. I think it's now selecting also the one in the back, and that's not what I want. But I think I'm gonna do it again, creating another car, because it's really fun creating your own cool car. So just go for it and make your dream car. And did something like this, and just fine tuning. So, but yeah, that's the way to do it. Here, pretty nice. It's not really magic in this model. If I select everything, it's only thing I can say, it's time. Spend a lot of time on your car, and it will be good. So I don't know how much time we have left. That's not a lot. I want to go to the node tree, and we have to wait. I think. Oh, that's nice. It's there. You can see I did some shiny stuff from the light. I thought it was cool for the final render. What I did was I separate this lamp, and I put it in a layer here, so it's only there. And I go to the, where is it? To this layer. I created a separate render layer, called it light. I selected it, and I deselected it in the main layer. So when you hit render, you go to the node tree, you have this, you have to activate it. You go to the add input render layer, and then you select light, and you only have this one. And I blurred that one a bit, so it's not really sharp, because when a light is shining in your eye, it's not that you can see all the details. So that's why I used the blur one. And the next thing was just a simple glare node with these values. But yeah, you know how I am. I'm not gonna explain all these values, because I think it's, you have to yeah, find out by yourself what's the nice effect. And you can try simple star, what also is pretty good, so just a bit different. Ghost, what is Ghost doing? There's not really a way of, I think Ghost is lazy and takes a lot of time. Oh yeah, Ghost, give this nice lens flare where I don't want it in my scene. And we have fog glow, what is only nice when there is mist in the scene. We don't have any mist, so it's doing nothing. But yeah, that was this. So you have to combine them. So, and you're doing that with an add node. So you have your render layer, and you're combining this separate layer with an add one. Not the mix, because the mix is not doing anything. Keep that in mind. A map value, I'm always using it, because there is some, yeah, you can see what happened when I, oh, no, just 0. You have to wait again. So great. So maybe you like this one more. I don't know. I just like that mist effect, so you can play a bit and have some shiny stuff. So you have to mix that together. You can of course do that with a mix node, and I use some lens distortion to hide all the. That is great. When you see some some problems here, you think, oh, just a lens distortion and all that 0.05. And then the magic is doing his work, like wow, it's like it's blurring away, but it's not the way you should do it. It's just fun. This time I didn't use the color balance, because I was happy with my final color, and when I tweaked it, it only gets horrible. So yeah, but the RGB curves are doing a lot of cool stuff, because when you make it darker, it's not really a selling image. You want some shiny stuff. So, oh, it's still looking okay. So how darker you make it, you can see it in the first image I showed you for inspiration. That is a very, very dark image, and it's hiding all the details of the car, but it was still a nice picture. But this is too dark, so you shouldn't use that. So yeah, to have a final word about this model, so I'm already talking for almost 50 minutes. If you like to create a car, and you already start a couple of times and try to follow some tutorials, and you get sick after 10 minutes because the guy is explaining it's really boring, or doing it step by step, and you think, oh man, I can't handle this. What I can recommend, and I did by myself, just start with a part and model it, take some time, start with the next, and don't get panic when it doesn't look what it is, because it needs some time. You can't expect from yourself that you are a magician and you can make that perfect car, what you see on forums from guys who are doing it for ages. You just start. If you can make a car like I showed you, well, if you can make something like this, that's great, and then you do it again, and it looks way better than I think that a lot of people doing it the first time already better than I do. So that's a motivation thing, because I can model a lot of stuff, but I'm not the best. I'm just in the medium or something like that. So yeah, that's what I can tell you. What can I say more about this thing? I think that's pretty much it, and I'm gonna gonna make an end of this. What I want to say is that this model is totally open and free, so you can download it, tweak it, and use it for your own. If you want it for, maybe it's cool for use it for games. That's pretty nice that you can make a car game. That's what I had in mind. I wanted to create a car game, and I created a car. I thought, oh, maybe this is cool for a tutorial. So and then you don't see all these details, what is pretty worse. Yeah. So yeah, that's the thing. So totally free, download it, and I'm not complaining when you're using it for your own commercial stuff. So I don't care at all. Yeah, just maybe you wanna visit my Facebook or Twitter or YouTube channel and leave comments. It's I always like that, and we can talk about it. And you can say, "Man, you're so rookie. You can't do anything," or you say, "Oh yeah, I like this, but how do you do this?" And I can tell you. Okay, enough talking. I think I told enough about this. I hope you liked it, and I hope you watch my next tutorials and have fun with it. Okay, see you later. Bye.